Where's it all gone wrong this season, and where did it start to go wrong?
Well, I think it was a disappointing finish to the end of last season, Phil. I mean, they never really recovered, I don't think, for the Millennium Stadium, the defeat with Watford in the playoff final. But before that, there were signs. You know, when you look at the back end of last season, I think we won very little games in the league. I think one out of 9 or something like that, 10. I know we beat Preston in the playoff semi-final. And after they drew at Ellen Road, we went to Preston and surprised a few people, actually. At the start of this season, I always felt that they were going to be chasing it. And once things started to go wrong, then I think it was difficult for the football club to recover, because there wasn't a lot of money to bring new players in. But in saying that, I actually think that the football club in the last couple of seasons have had too many players there. Players have came and gone, and you know, it's all right having players coming to football clubs, but they've got to be better than the players you've got. And I don't think that happened at the football club. I think there was players coming into the football clubs used to make numbers up. I mean, there were so many players coming through the doors and loan and getting out the door, and somebody else would come back in. It was like a revolving door, really, at one stage. And I know there wasn't any money to spend, but you're still having to use up funds to bring these players into the football club. And then when the chairman made the decision, you know, to bring Dennis Wise in and relieve Kevin Blackwell his duties, and Kevin done a good job. But I still think that the opportunity was there for the club to do reasonably well. But in football now, I think the expectation level, Phil, at Leeds United is so high that it made it difficult for anybody to come in and change things round. Because when Dennis Wise came in at first, I mean, it's a few months ago now, everybody knows that. People would think, no, we'll start to climb the table quickly. And there were still people in harbouring thoughts, a playoff place. But then they realised that that wasn't going to happen. I think they realised rather quickly. And I think it was all down to performances. I mean, performances weren't good enough. I mean, people going about the squad and, you know, about the squad of players we've got. And I think the players have worked hard. I don't blame the players. I mean, you hear a lot of people saying players lack effort and not putting enough in it. I don't agree with that. I just don't think. I think they're in the position they're in the league because the way they performed. And if you've performed like that, you've got to look at to the situation. Well, we weren't good enough. Quite simply. I mean, we've been in the bottom end of the table now for months and months. And without any real prospect or any real signs looking to get out the bottom 5 or 6. And when you're in a situation like that, I think it makes it more difficult for the Leeds United players. Just as I said earlier, with the expectation level, the crowd. I mean, we've seen the game against Ipswich at home, where the scenes at the end were pretty disappointing for everybody connected with the club. I think that pressure on the manager and the players, it gets to everybody. I mean, Dennis and Gus Poyet over the period of the time, I mean, nobody will be more disappointed in them. I know how they feel. I mean, I was in the same situation when I come back as caretaker manager and we get relegated for the Premiership. And the reason we get relegated for the Premiership because we weren't good enough. Quite simply, the fact. And the reason we get relegated is we're not good enough.